have cell service.
Wow.
So like we have cells, like that they call down the walkie-talkies. I had to email the IU and tell them we didn't have anything. They said the regional issue.
You know, it's probably
We don't
working.
have nothing down there in Harrisburg either.
I think I know what's working. T-Mobile.
But no, like I guess up there in the complex up there, they don't even have cell service up there.
Wow, that's crazy. We actually.
Oh my God. I wouldn't.
You think we would? No, it's just internet. There's not even a chance. It's just internet.
You can't sit by yourself. Yeah.
All right, Bill Raymond, detail the basic functions of the brainstem. In your response, detail parts, functions, brainstem, what we discussed yesterday in class. There you go. What did you just talk about? What am I supposed to do? Write it down on, I don't know. Copy paste it over, I guess. That. Oh, God. That was wild, man. Only 2 hours. I thought you had to get your hair like real greasy for that. Yeah. You lifting this morning? Yeah. Brady said he did shoulders and triceps. Yeah, I just figured since that comment on TSN. Okay.
That's all it is.
Is it?
Yeah, you make fun.
Oh, I didn't make fun of you. No, I didn't. Are you done? You finished? Positive. Not lying. Go ahead. All right, let's start off here at the base of the brainstem. We first talked about what? What part? Caitlin? Huh? At the base of the brainstem. The medulla, good job. And its basic functions are what? Okay, good job. So it's the base of the brainstem. It is connecting to the spinal cord, relaying this information, sensory, motor information to the brain and to the rest of the body. And its main, really main purpose is to regulate blood pressure, heart rate, okay, respiratory system, and some of the basic functions of our emotions. Today, we'll talk more about the limbic system and some of these emotions like anger. Okay, we'll talk about with the amygdala, especially with anger and feelings of just really aggression. Okay, good, good. Medulla, good work. Next one. Next part, as we're moving up the brainstem, what other part did we talk about? Raven, what's next? It's bridge in Latin. The pons, good job. And what's its basic function? Okay, all right. So involuntary movements yet. So swallowing, vomiting. There's facial expressions, right? Facial movements. Okay, tear production. Salivation, you name it. Okay, so some of these movements are involuntary, like I said, with the brainstem. A lot of these movements are involuntary. It's your basic, functions. Good. Good, good, good. So pons, bridge in Latin, it's just stepping up from medulla as we're bridging even more into the midbrain, into where we know as the thalamus, which we'll talk about here soon, and branching up into the limbic system. All right, what's next? So the bundle fibers that branch up right behind the medulla up into the pons, what's that? Allison? Yeah, good job. And what's its basic function? Yeah, keep the brain awake and alert. Good job. So releasing hormones to make sure that the brain's awake, alert. Okay, and we'll talk about it when we get to consciousness, when we talk about the sleep cycle and how light can trigger our hormones to allow us to be awake and alert. Okay, good. Last one we talked about, we mentioned yesterday in class is what? So at the top of the brainstem, branching up in the limbic system is what? Hadley? The thalamus, good job. And what is its main function? Yeah, good job. So it's receiving all incoming information, so sensory information, sending it to different parts of the cerebral cortex, which we'll talk about more tomorrow, and where that's located. So mostly sensory information to the sensory cortex, motor information to the motor cortex, reflex. Okay, so how we try to react to certain stimulus, okay, how we really receive certain stimulus as well through sensory information. All right, good. And I think I talked about the cerebellum yesterday, right? No, I didn't? Okay, all right. We're getting there? Okay, I'll talk about that today then. All right, so vocab. Your vocab terms for today. Oh, wrong one. That's government. Not that either. There it is. Oh. You have a textbook, you can go in the back there. All right. So cerebellum, limbic system, hippocampus, amygdala, and the hypothalamus. There we go. There we go. I got it on mine, man. That's why you number it. I don't want to use up your data or anything like that. Huh. It's a good idea though, using the hotspot. You finished? Yeah, go ahead. we need more time? What was that look for, Caleb? What? Obviously. All right. 2 more minutes. What was that? All right. I apologize. What's up? For the assignment tonight, I guess I'll just put it up on the board. And then it's going to be like yesterday. So you can just write it in your notes if that's fine. And then that'll be easy, I guess, to complete the assignment. And allow you to work on it in class. All right, does everybody have them written down at least? Yes, no. Still working, Brittany? Which one do you need to write down yet? Okay. So I like to get everybody working on their assignment for tonight. Oh, does that mean the internet's working? I just got an email and I'm on school Wi-Fi. Oh. All right, here we go. Let's move on here. It's only very little. All right. Cool. All right, so real quick, the cerebellum. So the cerebellum focus right at the back of the brainstem, and its real main function is just to keep balance, posture, okay, and help us stay upright. Okay, well, obviously the actions I perform consciously with the cerebellum is walking, dancing, I don't know, drinking something like a cup of water. So with the cerebellum, if you're in an accident or you take an impact to the back of the brain or back of the head, or if you're drinking something that you shouldn't be, the cerebellum gets affected, causing you to maybe lose your balance or have a slouched posture. Hopefully that has never happened. Now, you guys will maybe experience, hopefully not, right? Okay, so with the cerebellum, the back of the brain, it's interesting to know though, over 50% of the neural network connections, okay, as we talked about synapses, as we talked about neurons connecting, performing basic tasks, 50% of them actually occur in the cerebellum. That's pretty interesting. That's some interesting facts there about the cerebellum. But again, main function is to help with balance, posture, standing upright. Some memories are located within the cerebellum, but not too many. Again, just mostly focus with
Internet is
posture
working again.
and with balance. The internet is working again. Great. Awesome. All right, so that is the cerebellum. The limbic system, that's what we're going to focus on today. So the limbic system is the inner bladder of the brain. So it's focused inside of the cerebral cortex, which we'll talk about tomorrow. Cerebral cortex is what we know of the brain when we're looking at it. Okay. And it's broken off into different lobes. Again, we'll mention that more tomorrow. Got that, Kiara?
Yeah.
You TikToking back there?
No.
Better not be. Okay. All right. So with the limbic system, its basic functions is memory and emotion. Okay. Memory and emotion. So if that's on a test, basic functions, memory and emotion. You got that? Caitlin, you got that? Oh, okay. Just wondering. All right, so the limbic system, again, the inner bladder of the cortex, is really branching up from the brainstem, and it shares a lot of the same, functions as the brainstem as we're branching up more into the cerebral cortex. So again, limbic system with memories, regulate emotions, okay, branching up, expanding a little bit more from the brainstem and its involuntary movements, its involuntary functions. When we get to dreams, when we'll talk about that more next chapter, okay, obviously there's a lot of activity in the limbic system when you're going through your dream state. through the different forms of REM sleep, okay, non-REM sleep, and how that affects our limbic system, how our limbic system is still active during these times and during these parts of the night when we're sleeping, when we're drifting off into our unconscious. I was watching a lot of Freddy Krueger over Halloween. Pretty scary stuff, keeping me up at night. Right, Christian? Like Freddy Krueger? You know Johnny Depp's in that movie? Just like his first movie, the first Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. He's the one he's laying in bed and he's like stabs up through his chest when he's laying in bed.
Really good role, huh?
I know, right? Hey, this is going to start you off in the right direction. Hey, it did. Well, it really did. All right, hippocampus. So hippocampus is really just branching off of the hypothalamus. It really looks like two arms coming out, just like Connor when he's flexing on people in the football field. Two arms branching out from the hypothalamus. But its main function is really just relating memory, okay, relating to past previous experiences so it can shape our cognitive development moving forward. So relating these emotions, relating these memories to a past experience. So good example, we walk into McDonald's or walk into a restaurant that we really like, Pizza Delight, and you smell the aroma. It's like, oh, I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what type of meal I would like because I experienced this already. Okay, again, relating these emotions that we had of taste, sensation, right? And these memories of a good meal that we once had. And it's going to really help us choose our direction. Okay, so hippocampus, again, relating past memories. Okay, really allowing us to form an experience with these past memories and emotions. Hippocampus. So again, they branch off of the hypothalamus. As you can see, there's two branches of it. Okay, again, it looks like two arms flexing on the football field. I'm just joking. All right. And then off the hippocampus, the hippocampi, is the amygdala. Okay, the amygdala, there's two almost like P-shaped spheres that branch off of the hippocampus. So the hippocampus, again, memory, emotion, relating it to past experience. Amygdala more associated with aggression. Emotions like feelings of pleasure. So releasing hormones to allow us to feel these different types of emotions. Pleasure, aggression. Okay, even fear, jealousy, you name it. So the amygdala. Again, spheres that branch off of the hippocampus in the limbic system. That's why they're associated, the limbic system's main function is associated with memory and emotion. Again, we'll talk about the amygdala next chapter when we get into the dream state, when we get to unconscious state with the NREM sleep, the REM sleep, okay, and how these parts of the brain are triggered through our dream state. All right, next one, hypothalamus. So hypothalamus is really just branched off of the thalamus of the brainstem. Okay, the hippocampus branch off of the hypothalamus. And again, we talked about the thalamus and how that was really regulating a lot of sensory information coming from the body, okay, and actually being sent from the brain to the rest of the body. So it's like that central processing chip. But the hypothalamus, it's regulating the blood flow in your body. It's regulating your temperature, homeostasis, right? Fluid levels, nutrients. So this is allowing us to feel hungry, thirsty, okay? Releasing these hormones that will help us with these types of feelings. So hypothalamus main functions is really just regulating the body, regulating blood flow, okay, regulating body temperature, okay. Again, branching off of the thalamus from the brainstem and into the limbic system. All right, so with the hypothalamus, often considered the reward center, okay, the reward center. And with the hypothalamus, it just really is just regulating the body, okay, hunger, thirst, and even sexual behavior. So again, when we get to the dream state, unconscious mind, okay, these parts of the brain are very active during sleep state. All right, is there any questions on the limbic system and the parts that we just went over? You guys good with that? Okay, I want to get you working on the activity. You should be able to finish it up. Now that you have internet, should be no problem completing this. Pull this up quick. Modules. Right here at the bottom, guys, you'll see it. The limbic system. I just published it now. Oh, there we go. So this is what it looks like. Again, very similar to what you completed yesterday with the brainstem, but this time the limbic system. Just labeling the parts and functions and describing some of the functions of each individual part of the limbic system that we mentioned in class. All right.
Start doing these somehow. I was like, I don't know if this one is, but like the one last night. Is there a way that you can put it in and like you can upload it so we can add it in the text boxes? Because I know it's like
What do they upload it as? Like a Google Doc?
I don't know.
He puts it as a PDF.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I know whatever Cosmere does, like we don't have to add text boxes.
All right, I'll talk to them. That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great.
Speaking of which, can I go to Cosmere? I'll ask her.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If you ask her. Only if you ask her. All right, cool. All right, guys, there you go.